All right, Cubs fam, we have got Darth Microtransaction joining us today for a Marvel Future Revolution video. Big tips and tricks you guys are missing in this game early on. You do not want to miss them. Am I right, Darth Micro?
No, you don't, because there's actually a lot of mistakes you can make and a lot of things that will make your time like half as efficient if you don't do them right from the beginning.
Quite literally happening for a lot of people. And it's something that I've noticed about this game. These videos, I think, are a lot more important than people may give them credit for, because there's mistakes you can make that are really detrimental to your progress later on, early on.
Yeah, you can't necessarily ruin an account per se, but you can make, like, I'll give you an example right off the bat just to prove it instead of sitting here blabbing.
Yeah.
Give you an idea. If you're a pay to win person, okay, because we're gonna do free to play and pay to win tips, right? So that way everyone's covered.
Yeah.
So if you're a pay to win person, the best value in the game is only offered one time, and if you miss it, you miss it. And that is the regional gear piece that you get for like $9 for New Star, 26 for like Hydra, and then it's like 45 for Sakaar or whatever. It depending on what hero you're playing, you're going to need a specific regional piece, and that's one way to guarantee you get that specific regional piece. And you've seen my post, $1,500 for one of the pieces I wanted. So it's literally like 1,000 times cheaper, you know?
Yeah. So definitely, that's a great tip right away. So let me talk about one thing I want to cover as well that I think is really important in the battle badges. If you've been, crunching your inventory a lot, I think a lot of people have realized battle badges are one of the top things that you're going to get rid of, right? Because there's just really nothing you can do with those 1-star battle badges, those 2-star battle badges once you get on. But something I think a lot of people are missing is you've got this Convergence Box, and you can actually crunch I believe it's 3- and 4-star battle badges into this box to get pretty valuable materials. You use it right here. Let's see here. If we go to extract, I can go to my battle badges, and I can go anything 3- and 4-star, and I can get a couple of these synchronized particles to draw these packs. And there's actually some pretty good value in these packs. A lot of things that you can get here that are pretty useful.
For instance, right now on mine, it's showing me 50 and then 100,000 gold, both of which would be more than what it costs. Because it costs about, I think if you use 4-star badges, it costs about 15 to 20,000 gold to extract a total 100%, right around there. So you are paying some gold. You are essentially almost gambling by paying your badges into there, and you are losing some particles by deciding to do that. However, like you're saying, the value is pretty good, because mine's got 50 and 100,000 gold. So right away, if I hit either one of those, I got more gold back than it cost me. So it's essentially dismantling or selling the badges at a higher rate. There's potential report, which is basically impossible to get as free to play.
Yep.
Then there is Omega card box. There's actually a 3-star Omega card box that is sitting in there. And then one of the most important things in the game, specialization material as well. So I can hit literally any of these and I would get something good. And this is on my free to play account.
Yeah, exactly. So it's very, very important not to miss that. So don't crunch those 3- and 4-star battle badges. Use them here. Another one I want to talk about is that you can buy extra raids, Darth Micro, right here under the consumables. 200,000 gold is all it costs for an extra raid reward ticket. And the raid, I mean, you get one a day where you're going to be able to get the rewards. The rewards you get from raids are some of the most valuable rewards you get in this game. You never miss your raid in a day. And I would suggest buy both of these every single week and take advantage of the extra raids. You don't even need to spend crystals on this.
Back the point up further. There are some, for instance, there are some specializations. We're just going one level, and there's like 7 levels on like the flat attack one, right?
Yeah.
Just going one level will give you like up to 2,000 power, like 1,800, 1,900 power just from one level. So if you're seeing there like, oh, I got 20,000 power from a new badge, you're basically getting like a new badge worth of power in every one of those like specialization slots. It's a ridiculous amount of stats you get from filling out specialization, and it also takes a ridiculous amount of time. I have 0 characters at full specialization. 0.
That's intense. Yeah, the specialization is, I mean, what a grind, right? And it just, the game just caps you on how far you're able to go on that as a free to play, especially, but even as a pay to play player, it's going to take time to get through that.
Correct.
So, now another thing I want to talk about, spend your tokens And right here, if you go into the shop, you've got so many different tokens coming to you from Omega War, from Dimensional Duels, from Dark Zone once you get there, and from Friendship, which kind of a side tip that goes along with this one is get an active group of 50 friends that are going to send you those tokens every day. You're going to do the same for them. And I mean, look, these Convergence particles are huge for costume crunching. The costume boxes can be great. Yeah.
They're super expensive. And on top of it, like, I don't know if we're going to talk about cores or not on this list, but when you get to having to crunch up cores, which you get most of your cores for like battle challenges, for instance. Yeah. When you go to crunch them up, it takes a lot of particles because what happens is you'll have like a lot of 3-star cores, basically, is what you're going to end up with, or a lot of 2-star cores. And then you have to roll them. And if it fails, you have to then roll the next one, right? And so you're just burning through infinite amount of particles because it's just a chance over and over again. When you do costumes, it's just an X amount. You can do the math in your head. I need this many particles to get this 6-star piece of gear.
Yeah.
But cores are not that way. So to prove your point, yeah, this is a decent thing. You can even buy the synchronized particle in there. It's not too bad. The costume box, because you need thousands of costumes, especially as free to play, might be a decent offer. But the particles are kind of where you get bottlenecked as well. And as free to play, it's a little bit less of the particles. It's more the costumes.
So let's talk a little bit more about those costumes as well, because when we were talking about this video beforehand, you mentioned how important those 1-star costumes are. Tell everybody a little bit more about that, because I thought that was a really great point you made.
So unfortunately, I'm learning this myself. On free to play, it takes a long time to get any 6-star piece of gear at all. And when you have a 6-star piece of gear, you can't take a 6-star piece of gear and then use it if you made a mistake and turn another piece into 6-star. That piece is going to only be used for a reroll, which is another point we talk about later, right? At some point, that's it. So you're locked in. And on top of it, it takes so much to get a 6-star piece of gear that you have to be, there's 2 points in this. One, you have to be absolutely certain that what you're 6-starring is free to play, especially is what you need to be 6-star. You make a mistake, you're talking tens of thousands potentially of costumes wasted, like 1-star costumes. Because if you crunch it all the way up from 1-star costumes to 6-star, it's thousands. You need literally thousands of these.
Literally, yeah.
And so what people don't understand is that if you're doing the most wanted, it doesn't matter if you need gold. It doesn't matter if you need particles. You have to take the costume boxes as free to play. And I had somebody say that one of my points in one of my tips videos was wrong, that you shouldn't be spending your 60,000 gold to buy the 1-star costumes out of the localized shops from each region too. And my counterpoint to that is gold is infinite and can be farmed while you're asleep. 1-star costumes are limited. There's a static number of them you can get. And that static number is not enough to 6-star all the pieces of gear you need, which means you're time gated. And unless you want to play this game, literally years is free to play to get 6-star red piece of gear. You have to acquire every costume box every time they offer it to you in every way. It's not an option. You have to.
Yeah, it's absolutely vital. And I found too, like those 2-star costumes in particular. There's one reason why I really like the tip to keep the 1-stars and not just look for, combining the 2 and 3 stars up to get to the 4 or 5-star costumes, so you have enough to, really crunch up to those 6. But the 2-stars are hard to come by. I actually, I don't know about you, but I almost always get either a 3-star or a 1-star, and my 2-stars are almost exclusively coming from crunching up those 1-star costumes into the 2-stars.
I get 99% 1-stars, it's always a 1-star. If you get a 3-star from one of those 1 to 3 costume boxes as free to play, it's like, oh man, it's like actually a really big dopamine drop because it saves you a ton. That's the other reason you got to do the boxes, because if you do 100%. Actually get a 3-star, you get, what is that, 5 into 5, so it's like 25. You save like 25 of them or something, right? Isn't it approximately that?
Yeah.
Or even more, because you need 6 costumes, right? You save like 30 or something. I don't know. You save a lot of 1-star boxes if you even get a 3-star. So that's my point about those anyway. Plus nano fusions we didn't even talk about. And there's the argument to be made that as free to play, you don't even want to do regional gear. You want to just crunch up as many 6-star of the common gear as you can to nano fusion them out. In that case, you really need tens of thousands of these bad boys. So there's a lot of arguments.
And the nano fusion, if you're a launch day player, haven't been playing since the pre-launch and you're free to play, this is probably an area you're not super concerned about yet, because it's just, there's like, even for me, I mean, I've been playing more. Well, I played casually during the pre-launch, and once the launch happened, I could play on my phone. I started playing a lot more hardcore. I'm mostly free to play, not spending a ton. I'm definitely under $100 spent on the game, which a lot of the free to play purists would be like, "Oh, how dare you even mention free to play?" I'm not spending very much money. I'm not wailing on this game, and I'm not even there worrying about this. But eventually, that's going to be the end game, right? This is where a lot of that end game costume work is going to be.
Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, the nano fusions are a big part of it. To give you an idea, on my Well account, I have three-piece Rise of the East, right? And Rise of the East is like all better. And then I have crappy new Start gear
Yeah.
that is nano fusioned, and it's like a billion times better. You know, until I get the full set bonus with the levels and all that. Even though new Start kind of blows for like basically everybody, maybe Cat Marvel. You know, it's still like way better because of a nano fusion. You know, not only power wise, but like I get like I think it's 8% more attack or something, even with worse gear with worse base stats. So the nano fusions are ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So, all right, well, definitely something to keep in mind. So that pretty much cashes out the big points I wanted to hit on. Darth Micro, before we wrap up here, were there any you had? When we were talking before, I was like, what do you think for this video? You're like, well, this, and this. Spitfire some other big tips for us on things that people miss. Just
Sure.
overload them.
Okay, sure. From day one, if you have a friend that's playing the game, make sure you get on the right server. Servers are static, non-transferable data. If you have a friends playing on Sakar server, he doesn't tell you Sakar 4, and you join Sakar 3, it's over. You got to restart on Sakar 4, okay? Every time you log in with your main character, because monthly and login rewards
That's huge.
sometimes have 4 and 5 star costumes, which are a big deal. That being said, in the latest patch, they've actually changed this and made it where you can move boxes around. But just in case, I don't know, maybe in the future they're going to release something that is only going to go through login rewards. But just in case, I literally always log into my main every time just so I don't do something stupid. Okay. On top of it, if you do have a friend and you get into the game, or even if you don't have a friend, join the Marvel Discords. Like I'm sure Cubs has got his own Discord. I have a Discord. Try to find an alliance, because in the alliance shops have the best free to play accessibility rewards you get in the entire game. You can just straight up from the alliance shop buy stuff that you like pay to win. You can buy specialization materials, just straight up buy them out of the shop. I'm talking with gold. Okay, gold, farmable, overnight, free material, gold. You can buy books that just give you squad rank experience out of it. I mean, you get everything in there. You can buy regional materials, have an infinite amount of them from an alliance shop. So you can just sit there and buy them, and you don't have to farm any if you don't want to farm. I don't know why you would want to buy as many as possible as free to play, because you can farm overnight. Again, that's something else you should do. Make sure while you're sitting there overnight, you have it on AFK farming on a humanoid that drops gold. You can tell if it drops gold by just sitting there and farming them for a bit. It's RNG, and you'll see if your gold goes up. Also do one that has a regional drop you want. For instance, Sakar's the best suit on Spider-Man, so I farm Sakar humanoids. You know, that typically makes more sense to me, okay? Don't waste your gems as free to play. Buy the hero slots first, and then save 400 gems for the future hero that's coming out, Magic. So you'll have a slot available for that hero too. Every hero slot that you unlock is going to give you more materials back than 400 gems is worth. So it would be stupid not to do so. I mean, there's a million things I could say, and we could sit here and go. The problem is this game's really complicated. So what you need is a channel, not a tip video. So subscribe to Cubs. I'm sure he's got plenty of videos.
The best meta tip that you guys heard in this whole video was to subscribe, right? I mean, that's just, it's amazing advice, Micro. I don't know how you came up with that.
I've been a YouTuber for a minute, baby. Segue it right back into the plug.
Segue right back. And we'll plug you as well for everyone here. We're going to do another video with Darth Micro over on his channel. I will leave a link down below. Not just to that video, but also to his channel, so you can subscribe to him as well. And we're going to talk over on that, kind of get into the longevity of Marvel Future Revolution and how we feel like this game is going to fare more long-term. So be sure to come over for that conversation. I'm actually really looking forward to that because I have a lot of thoughts that I'm anxious to share. But I hope you guys are enjoying this content. Please do subscribe. Like the videos. It helps more than you guys know. And I hope you guys are enjoying this game as much as I am. Ultimately, I am just really thrilled with a lot of things about this. Not a perfect game, of course, But I don't know about you, Micro. I'm really kind of in a place right now where I can't really get enough of this game. I'm still
I
loving
think
it.
me and you are from similar games where we play games that sort of play themselves, and we're kind of playing an active game now, and it's a little bit like a kid in a candy shop because it's
Yeah,
like,
it
oh,
feels so good.
I'm playing a video game. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
like
get it.
a legit video game, not a
I'm happy with the game too.
not a mobile casino. I mean, it kind of is.
Well,
There's more
let's
with
not
it
get
though.
crazy
Like,
here. Yeah.
okay, we're not doing slot machine. How about that? We're actually
All
like
right, all
playing active, engaging, adult gambling now.
Yeah, I mean, you can have fun without gambling in the game. I'll go as far as saying that.
And that is something, I mean, I talked about this in another video, but people ask me about the free-to-play, pay-to-play balance. And I mean, if we're talking the PvP components of this game, I don't think it's super balanced right now. But can you play this game as a free-to-play player and have a blast? Absolutely. Just, I mean, maybe ignore the PvP components of the game.
And just ignore the lather. Literally, it just... Don't look at who's the best player in the world and expect yourself to be there, and you're gonna love the game. I mean, what else is there to say? I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, it's as simple as that, man.
There's so much to do, and
that.
going through all of this with all 8 heroes is very manageable as a free to play. You're gonna be able to get enough crystals as a free to play player to unlock all the heroes pretty easily. And so yeah, there's just I think that's a really good place for it to be. So all right, we're gonna jump over to Micro's video. Come over to that channel and subscribe to him as well. And as always, my brothers, don't forget,